Coolest? What did we just witness? That wasn't just a match. That wasn't just a 4-0. This was a return home after 909 days. And Barça delivered the exact football we all secretly dreamed of, but we're afraid to say out loud. Spotify Camp Nou is still half finished, but the atmosphere 200% ready. 2.5 hours before kickoff. Entrance packed, bars overflowing, smoke rising from the Aristides Mayol churro stand like it was 2009 all over again. Barça was back. The city was back. And so were we. And amid all that euphoria, Athletic tried to take advantage. Well, they did. They took home 4 goals. No mercy, no excuses. Lewandowski kicks off the party. 4 minutes in, and boom. The number 9 punishes them instantly. Unai Simon could have done better, but the stadium didn't care. It exploded. 4 goals in Levy's last 2 matches. The man is in killing mode. Barça on left, just unreal. A whole freeway to himself. Pure chaos for Athletic. Ferran, Fermín, Lamine, Olmo. Everyone smelled blood. Athletic woke up a bit near halftime. A couple of moments, Nico hitting the side netting, but it was just the pause before the magic. 45th plus 1. An absolute perfect Barça moment. Yuri loses the ball. Lamine unleashes a Trivela so beautiful even Modric would applaud it. Ferran runs through and buries the second. 2-0. Camp Nou erupts. Valverde is foaming on the touchline. Second half starts with pure comedy. Referees are out. Athletic are out. Barça? Nowhere. Only Ronald Araujo standing alone at the sideline like a temple guardian. Eventually the team walks out. Without Balde, who felt dizzy. And instantly 48th, 3-0. Fermín scores after a gorgeous 1-2 with Eric. Fermín was on a different planet. 50th, chaos. Oy Hansen set files into Fermín from behind. VAR says it's a straight red card. And right after that, Valverde decides to take off Nico Williams himself. The whistling? You could hear it from space. Coolest loved every second of it. With the game under full control, Flick gave minutes to Dro, Marc Bernal. Everyone got their moment. But the true highlight came in the 80th minute. Rafinha returned. What an ovation that was. What emotion. What energy. He almost scored seconds after stepping on the pitch. And to wrap up the historic night, Ferran scores the 4th after another assist from Lamine. His second. 4-0. A perfect homecoming. Flick's experiments. Hansi Flick was literally playing with the squad like a tactical sandbox against Athletic. First game back at Spotify Camp Nou, and the coach basically said, let's try everything at once. A brand new back line, never seen before. Gerard Martin as the left centre-back, Kubersi next to him. Fullbacks were the usual, Koundé on the right and Balde on the left. Eric as a pivot? Yes, Eric Garcia moved up into the pivot role because Casado started the match on the bench. And honestly, it looked surprisingly good. Interiors drifting everywhere. Fermín on the right, Olmo on left. And sometimes Donny would slip between the lines, creating all sorts of chaos for Athletic. Ferran back on the left. With Rashford missing, Ferran Torres returned to the left wing. He looked sharp, confident, and very, very involved. And then Flick went full preseason mode. Barça were dominating, had the extra man, and Flick basically said, okay, let's give everyone minutes. We suddenly had a completely new midfield. Marc Bernal, Casado, Pedro Fernandes operating on the left side. And the return of Rafinha. He played an essential attacking role right behind the forwards, adding instant electricity. In the end, it wasn't just a 4-0. It was a night where Flick tested half the squad, rotated like crazy, and Barça still looked like a team controlling every single inch of the pitch. Just bravo. Barcelona broke a record that stood for almost 90 years. What happened against Athletic was so much bigger than a 4-0. Yes, the win was beautiful, of course, but what happened beyond the scoreline is what will go down in Barça history. For the first time in almost 100 years, Barcelona fielded 9 Catalan-born players in a single home match. Joan Garcia, Eric Garcia, Pau Cubarsí, Gerard Martin, Alejandro Balde, Dani Olmo, Lamine Yamal, Marc Casado, and Marc Bernal. And in 2025, the era of global squads, international scouting, and transfer madness, that feels almost surreal. But here's the stats that shows the true magnitude. Barça hadn't reached these numbers since October 1937, when the club beat Espanyol 9-1 at Les Corts with an almost entirely Catalan team. Yes, 1937, a completely different era, a different football world. And yet, in 2025, we felt that DNA again. Catalan players aren't just squad members, they are Barca's identity. Seeing 9 Catalans on the pitch isn't a tribal fact, it's a living reminder of who this club is. It's the club speaking the same language as its city again. It's Barcelona reconnecting with the values in the region that shaped it. La Masia has always been the engine of this identity, but having these many Catalan players reach first team level at the same time, even by Barca standards, that's extremely rare. And the best part? This wasn't symbolic. They all played real minutes. They all contributed. They all mattered. Joan Garcia, a new leader in goal. Kubarsi, Martin Balde, the defensive core of a new era. Eric Garcia, the brain in midfield, returning home stronger. Lamine Yamal, a generational talent from La Masia. Casado and Bernal, the engine room. Dani Olmo, Catalan-born, world-class, forged abroad but carrying the same DNA. This wasn't a youth experiment. It wasn't nostalgia. It wasn't a marketing moment. This was Barça being Barça. In the modern football world, this simply doesn't happen anymore. Global recruitment, worldwide scouting networks, multinational squads, all of it makes nights like these nearly impossible. And that's exactly why this match stands out. Not as a memory of the past, but as a proof that Barcelona's identity is still alive in 2025. That even with big transfers and global stars, the club has not lost its roots. Barça won 4-0, dominated every minute, and Camp Nou was celebrating. But Hansi Flick? He was furious, as always. Barcelona absolutely cruised past Athletic Club. A man up early, 4 goals, total control, the stadium buzzing. Lewandowski scoring, Ferran scoring, Fermín scoring. Everything looked perfect. And then the cameras cut to the touchline. Hansi Flick, red-faced, shouting, gesturing aggressively. Not exactly the reaction you'd expect after a flawless performance. So what happened? No one knows exactly who he was yelling at. A player, a staff member, someone who switched off for a moment, but the message was loud and clear. Flick's standards are sky high. A 4-0 isn't enough if the details aren't perfect. Dominating isn't enough if the mentality drops even for a second. This is a coach who demands intensity, structure, and discipline, not just goals. While Camp Nou enjoyed the fiesta, Flick sent a subtle reminder to everyone inside the club. Complacency is not allowed. Not here, not under him. Even on a night when Barca looked unstoppable, their coach wanted more. And that might be exactly why this team is starting to look so dangerous again. A 4-0 win. A manager still pushing for perfection. That's the Barca we want. Celebrating with fireworks. Barca's return to Camp Nou was already historic, but the way the night ended, pure magic. More than 900 days away from our home. More than 900 days of waiting, dreaming, imagining this moment. And then a 4-0 demolition of Athletic Club to mark the comeback. The crowd on their feet. The energy inside the stadium absolutely electric. But the real show didn't happen during the 90 minutes. It happened after the final whistle. Camp Nou lit up like never before. As the players celebrated, the Spotify Camp Nou suddenly transformed. Light, colors, the entire stadium growling. As the players celebrated, the Spotify Camp Nou suddenly transformed. Lights, colors, the entire stadium glowing, and then the fireworks started. A full celebration in true Barca style. The upgraded lighting system from the Espai Barca project made the whole scene breathtaking, turning the sky above Camp Nou into a Blaugrana canvas. A perfect end to a perfect night. A night that reminded everyone Barca is home again. Coolest if you want all the breathtaking Barca news faster than anyone else, if you want instant updates on Camp Nou, transfers, injuries, match insights, tactical breakdowns, everything, then you need the Barcelona Live app. Link is in the pinned comment. Thank you for watching. What a night. What a return. What a team. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit the like button, subscribe, and tell me in the comments what was your favorite moment for Barca's historic comeback at Camp Nou. I'll be replying to everyone. You know the drill. And remember, Visca el Barça, Visca Catalunya, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.